I definitely echo what Sue said. The first thing that you said, which you focused on, you used the word drive. I'll say the same thing using a different word. For me, it's hunger. Uh, they have this massive hunger, right? Which is really the starting point. Okay. Um, to me, the second one is this. You can have the hunger or the ambition, but not everybody is willing to put in the work, invest the time, right? Pay the price, spend the weekends or even the nights to be able to excel so that you can perform. So the second quality is the willingness to pay the price and put in the work to do what it takes to be a high performer, right? The third one is this, this is something I've seen with outstanding performers, including the study which I did on billionaires, where I personally interviewed over 60 of them. You find that outstanding performers, they do not get distracted. Their propensity for distraction is a lot lower compared to the rest of the people, right? When others are, whatever it is, checking their Instagram, of other people's brownies, these guys are practicing, they are reading, they are, working out, they are being mentored. That willingness to do what it takes is a huge part of outstanding performance, right? To me, the next very important attribute is this. Outstanding performers, they are willing to be challenged, right? Not everybody is willing to be challenged, These people actually like challenges, okay? They like to overcome and transcend those challenges because they know it's a quality of all performers. See, a challenge is just a hump which you must learn to cross and overcome, right? So that's a quality. See, if you look at mediocre performers, they generally do not enjoy serious challenges. Outstanding performers have this capacity to take on challenges. To me, the next attribute, it's very hard to walk away from this attribute. It's courage. See, the moment you want to excel, by definition, you want to go outside your comfort zone, right? And outside your comfort zone it's really the fear zone or the growth zone, if you may, right? Without courage, you will not get outside your comfort zone, because comfort zone is a warm and fuzzy place, right? And related to courage is the capacity to deal with setbacks and failures, You can use the word resilience, I'm just bottling it together with courage, To me, it's very hard to make progress a word that you used, without being challenged, without banging your head against the wall, against a hump, against an obstacle, and being able to cross over. They get joy not by reaching the destination necessarily, but by being able to cross over a lot of the mini humps. To me, finally, this is something I've seen again and again. Outstanding performers are motivated by intrinsic drivers, right? If you look at extrinsic drivers, like you said, money, pat on the back, recognition, bonus, stuff like that, But truly outstanding performers, their compass is inside, and they are looking at mastery. It's not original what I'm saying. Mastery is just the capacity to, continually get better and better at something that matters to you, right? And the second one is uh, autonomy, right? It's very, very important for any outstanding performer. And purpose, right? That's why intrinsic motivators are far more important to them than extrinsic motivators. That's why this carrot and stick, what we spoke about earlier, that control paradigm, carrot and stick, if then kind of motivation, simply doesn't cut it with these people. Because they're purely and largely driven by intrinsic motivators.